This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Stick Tamer Bow Silencers. Are you a traditional archery hunter or shooter? Stick Tamer was specifically designed for the recurve shooter. Made of a hybrid foam rubber material, Stick Tamer is designed to deaden string slap and limb vibration. Stick Tamer reduces limb and string noise, water resistant, and lasts shot after shot. Made in the USA from a hybrid foam rubber for durability. To purchase Stick Tamer and for more information, visit threeriversarchery.com and blackwidowbows.com. Stick Tamer bow silencers are available exclusively at threeriversarchery.com and blackwidowbows.com. All right, guys, welcome to the second season of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. I'm your host, Mike Booth, and we've got Dan Hall here with me. How you doing, Dan?
Doing great, Michael, man. It's great to be back on. Great way to start the new year coming into this new season here. I'm excited to do it. We've had a great time so far. I can't wait to see what this year brings us.
Yeah, we've had some time off, so once you have time off like we've had from this and work, it's kind of hard to get back into the groove of things. I was just talking to our guests for next week there a little bit ago, and we're going to be having Davey Blessing on, and he is the regional director for the NWTF for Southern West Virginia and the whole state of West Virginia. So, we'll be having him on to talk about what he does and his role there at the NWTF for directing the state of West Virginia and the western or southwestern part of Virginia. So, he has been in the NWTF for about 15 years. He volunteered, and he was the president of a couple chapters there in Virginia for about 10 years. And he's been in the regional role for about 5 years now. So, we are big supporters of the NWTF, and it'll be nice to have him on.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be fun to pick his brain a little bit. Talking about upcoming things, we got that hunt and fishing show coming up at the end of January. We've been talking about doing that live podcast from the help me out here. I know where we're planning on trying to do it, but I can't think of the name of the place.
That's the Fife Street Brewing Company, and that would be with that's Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. They're with Charlie Mooney. He's one of the chapter chairmen here in West Virginia.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be our first time doing a live feed broadcast too. So that'll be something new for us this year. We're looking into.
Yeah, we've got a couple different things we got to do to test some things out. Don't know if we're going to drop the money yet on the roadie. I can't remember the name of the board there, but it's a roadie caster board. Don't know if we're going to have the time and things to do that. It's coming up on us fast. January 20th through the 22nd is the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show. So, and they're planning on having that, I believe it's going to be on the 22nd when they want to do that live feed. So it's coming up fast.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll see what happens. If we can swing it, we will. If not, we'll try to use the system we have currently and see how that goes.
Yeah, I think we'll get it to work out well with what we've already got. We've got upgradable equipment, and we're moving towards that way anyway. So it's going to definitely happen in 2023. We will be going live with the Rodecaster Pro, but not sure if it's going to happen for this that quick. But
right.
Yeah, the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show, they've changed some things up this year. Cabela's is the big sponsor for that. And they're supposed to be moving all of their auctions and speakers and things like that. All of that stuff is going to be moved into the actual area where all the booths and stuff are set up. So that's going to be a little bit of a change. What do you think about that, Dan?
I think they're moving in the right direction, honestly. They needed to change things up a little bit. It's been the same for God, how many years now? It's great to see them trying to move forward and better themselves. Yep. I mean, it's a great thing, but it's kind of always been the same. You went there last year.
Yeah.
you went there the year before, it's like you went there last year. You know, it's kind of always been the same. Last year was a little bit different because a lot of the vendors didn't show up, you know.
Yeah,
so
because of COVID.
Due to COVID. But yeah, so I think this year's going to be huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that that can change for the good. You know, I mean, you have to keep evolving with technology and marketing strategies and different things like that in the age that we're living in now. Everything is technologically driven, and you gotta keep up with that as much as it, you know, evolves. It's tough.
No, yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's what we're trying to do. You know, like we were saying, we're going to do some lives and all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
You got to move on with the innovations.
Yeah, I remember like back in the day when you'd go to the hunting and fishing show and they would give out the skull packets, and they had one whole side of that arena area that was nothing but tobacco vendors, and you would get all your tobacco and stuff there, and you'd come out with bags full of free skull and snuff and anything you could think of, you know. I mean, of course you had to be 18 to do it, but my brother came out there with 3 or 4 bags at a time.
Right. Yeah, I remember getting Red Man, and you know, you used to get pouches of Red Man or even Levi Garrett and such. You know.
Yep.
Man, speaking on that, man, I was looking at getting me a poke of that the other day. Have you seen the prices on that stuff lately?
No.
I remember when it was like $1.25, man. I went to get one. It was like $9 for a poke of Red Man.
Oh, so you're talking about like the plugs?
No, I'm talking like a bag.
Oh, a bag.
You know,
okay, yeah.
Normal bag like you'd buy. It was like $9. I'm like,
oh my God,
I ain't doing that.
That's nuts.
That's crazy. It is. But you know, back to speaking on the hunting fishing show. So I know we'll be there. So I hope you guys come to our booth and check us out. We'll have some real good products. Laurel Fork Farms and Outdoors will be there as well. I don't know. Will Bugsy be there this year?
Bugsy will
is he
be.
Going to do
yes.
the whole? Okay,
Yep.
good. So you guys need to check out Bugsy Baits. He makes some amazing baits. Y'all need to check that out.
Yep. And then there'll be Ronk Family Farms. He always does the maple cotton candy, and man, he was by our booth last year, and people just kept flocking to his booth, and then they flocked to ours, and back and forth. So it was good. But I believe,
yeah, we had a pretty good setup.
Yeah. I believe we are in the same area. I talked with James a couple weeks ago before the holidays, actually, and he was talking about how he had gotten a packet in the mail, and there was a mix-up there with the addresses or something, and we didn't receive our packet in the mail, but we've gotten all that straightened out with the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association. They were quick to remedy that and send us out another packet. So we are going to be in booth 212. That was the same booth that we was in last year. If you come in the entrance, come straight down the back way, you're going to see the wall of shame, and then you will come right around, and we'll be on the first row coming back up towards the entrance. So last year we had 2 booths back to back.
Is it going to be set up the same way?
No, we won't have back to back booths to where we was working both sides, because that was kind of tough. But we'll just have one side there.
Right. All right, good deal. You know, so the year end, I don't know did you get a chance to hunt anymore, Michael? I hadn't really talked to you about hunting there at the end of the season, or
no, I didn't. I wanted
that last little doe season of the year.
Yeah, I wanted to try to get out and do some bow hunting, but man, it's just so tough when the kids and the holidays, and you know, sometimes I wonder how these guys make the time and just get out there and do it. I guess. I mean, I don't know. We spend a lot of family time,
right?
And that's just the way it is during the holidays. We try to keep it that way most of the time, but it's tough to find time to get out like that when you got so many things going on and you're going so many different places and things like that. So I did not.
Yep, I can't say I did either. I got sick there at the end of the year, and I laid in the bed for about 3 days when I got back home. I got finished up there in Illinois, so I thought. I'm actually back up here in Illinois right now because they called me back for some revamping and all that. So, but yeah, I come home and I actually was sick and kind of laid in the bed for a while.
I didn't know it until I was reading the other day. Our primitive season goes from it's in like its first 2 weeks of January or something like that.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I knew it was like middle first or second week. I think it's the second week of January. The primitive longbow and primitive muzzleloader, the old flintlock styles and all that. So that'll be cool. But I can't say that I went without any deer meat because my neighbor, which is my wife's uncle, he ended up killing one and he don't eat the heart. So he brought him down to me. He said, "You want this heart?" So, obviously I'm going to take it because that's one of my favorite parts of the deer.
Yeah, we did some deer heart in our jerky last year. Man, you couldn't really tell the difference. I haven't fried it up like you have. I've had it fried up because you gave it to me there at the house like that before, but we have only had it in deer jerky, and it's good. I can only imagine what an elk heart tastes like.
It almost tastes the same. It's just bigger. It's the same as a beef. That's one of my favorite parts. And like you was talking about making it into jerky. Oh man, that's what you make jerky out of, whole muscle meat. A heart is probably the largest muscle in the body. So it makes some of the best jerky you'll ever eat.
Yep. So I'm just looking up that heritage thing here. It's January the 12th, Thursday through Sunday. So that'll be Thursday through Sunday, January the 12th through the 15th. So if you got your muzzleloader out and ready and you got your recurve, get out there in the woods and get you some winter meat. Well, we've got absolutely some good guests coming up here. Like I was saying there just a little bit ago, we was talking about
who all we got? I know you've sent me a list of few.
The NWTF there with Davey Blessing. He's coming up. And we've got Tanner with Trout Routes app. If you all haven't seen anything that we've been posting about Trout Routes, that is a fishing app that you can go on and check your streams and stuff just like you would on X or Hunt X. So to make sure you're not, after you get out of the stream, you're not in somebody's private property and things like that. So, man, they've been doing a lot of work with that application. And they will have, I believe they will have all U.S. states online very soon. So that's going to be one that we got coming up. And then we got the guys from Vermont that do an ad with us here on the show, Ghost 802 Outdoors. And we will have them on. So they'll be able to tell us what they do up there in Vermont and the different kind of things that they're involved in. So spreading out a little bit farther up north.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be good. It'll be fun talking with some of those guys, hear the different styles of what they do up there in Vermont and all that.
Yep, sure will. Going back to that Trout Routes, what we were just talking about, they just recently launched their new logo to go along with everything that they're doing here. And it's going to go back here and let you know. Let's see here. So as of right now, they have 48 states uploaded onto their mapping system. They have 50,000 streams, 350,000 public access points, and 365 million acres of public land that is uploaded to their app. And they was talking about the final 8 states will be coming out soon. This was right after Christmas on December 27th that they posted this. So they have a GIS specialist that helps them, that is on their staff, that helps them map these areas out and stuff. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, the mapping that they said that come from the lower 48 and the trout streams that they come up with was just crazy. They didn't even think that there was that many out there. They were finding places they didn't even know about. So that'll be an interesting interview.
Oh, wow. That's great. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that'll be a pretty interesting interview for sure. If you want to check them out, you can check them out at troutinsights.com. And their app is available on all the major platforms app, Google Store. Let's see here, the Google Play, the App Store on Apple, and all those different places. So if you're a big trout fisherman and you like to trout fish, I'd definitely recommend their site. So yeah, so we often like to talk about our veterans and do a salute to valor. And I think we did a pretty good job of saluting several different veterans last season. Don't you think, Dan? There on our first season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It seems like it's getting harder and harder. We keep reaching out to people and asking for their info, and I know some of them. I got a really good friend that would rather not be mentioned, so I can't even do a salute to valor to him, but we're still getting people to respond to us and stuff and all that. So if anybody has a salute for themselves, if they've served, if your uncle served, your brother served, your dad served, your mom served, your sister served, any of them, we would love to place them on our podcast here and salute them for their service. Rolling out into that, I'll do tonight's salute to service, Michael. Excuse me. Tonight's salute to service, we're going to salute Terry Spencer of Charleston, West Virginia. He served in the U.S. Army Reserves, where he was a demolition engineer as well as a truck driver with his hazmats. He served with the 101st Airborne as well as with the Navy Seabees, which is how he received his U.S. Navy Presidential Citation, which was signed by George Bush. He also served with the 1st Expeditionary Unit with the Marines, and he was the 1st Army Battalion awarded a Marine Combat Patch. He was awarded 100% security clearance as well, so he goes through, has no issue doing multiple things that require security clearances. He's been put up twice for a Silver Star, but was unfortunately denied due to info of his service record being redacted. So he served from 2000 to 2006. He served out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. He did one tour to Iraq. Some of the other medals he received include 3 Army Accommodation Medals, Iraq Tour Medal, Enduring Freedom Medal. He received a Bronze Star for heroism. He holds combat patches from 3rd ID, 3rd Infantry Division, 3rd Army Division, 101st Airborne, the Navy Seabees, and as well as the Marine 1st Expeditionary Unit. He's currently out of the military and enjoying his family at home in West Virginia. Terry, we'd like to salute you, sir. It was phenomenal service and the things you did for your country, especially being deployed. We thank you, and we hope you have a good time.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your service. It was some great accomplishments there. I mean, some of those things that you've done are some firsts in the Army there, it seems like. So that's awesome, man. And we thank you for your sacrifices that you made for our country. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, definitely. So, like he said, he was awarded that Marine Combat Patch. You don't see that. We was talking about it. His army uniform looks so fake because, somebody seeing that would be like, you're an Army vet, but you have a Marine patch. That's not right. You're fake. But no, it's 100% truth.
Man, that's nuts. That's just crazy. I'd like to see that. I've never seen something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. So
yeah, it sure is.
But we got deer season's pretty much over with for us. We talked about it. We got that heritage season coming up in the middle of this month. But the season I really look forward to is getting ready to begin.
Turkey season.
I think this company, absolutely. I think this company I know makes some pretty good game calls.
Yeah, we founded the business, on mouth calls, and that's what we pride ourselves in. So,
hey, you can't beat that hot wings call. That gets them going, baby.
Boy, I tell you, you love that one. There's been a lot of West Virginia birds killed with that call. And I tell you, my brother made up all of these names for these calls, and every time I hear that, I think of him because he loved to sit down and have some hot wings and a couple beers and watch the West Virginia Mountaineers play football.
That's right. Hey, that's my go-to call. I'm not even gonna deny it. That hot wings has brought me many a bird's in. But yeah. Hopefully we can get going with turkey season out there at the farm. Kill my first bird out there on the new property. That'd be awesome, Michael. Me and you get out there and take Trevor and do us a nice hunt.
Yeah, did you see any sign of birds out there this year? Any scratchings and stuff like that where they've been moving around? Or
I haven't really, being it was deer season and I was really in deer season mode, I hadn't really paid much attention to the turkey sign. But
yeah,
once I get done with this project, I'll be out there working and starting to set up food plots and stuff. And I'll really get a chance to look. But just traveling out to the farm, I've seen tons of turkey in all those fields out there, all the way through the 12 miles or 18 miles it takes me to get from the main road to the property. I've seen so many turkey.
That's nice. It should be good.
Oh yeah, it'll be good. We'll get them. There's plenty of fields around that area, and once I get that one area cleared, I'll have a pretty good turkey field.
Yeah, we need to get some fields so we can set them Dakota decoys up and use them this year. We've used them about every year, but it's hard for us to get on property where we have fields, so we set them up in the woods, in grassy areas to where we have openings, but it's not like really in the field. We need to get them out in the field and get them tested in the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing coming up, it's also part of my favorite time of the year is the whole trout fishing time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Trout fishing, man, that's the thing for me. I mean, they've already started stocking.
Oh yeah. They've stocked quite a few places. I had all plans and intentions on catching me some Holly River trout and heading up Cranberry and Cherry and catching some of them cold winter trout this winter. But I don't know. I'll have to wait till I get back off this project again.
Well, winter ain't over yet, bud, and we still got plenty of time. We got all the way up till March. So, well, as of
you ain't gotta lie to me.
As of
March don't end trout season.
No, it don't. But that's your winter trout fishing time, pretty much.
Yeah, some of my favorite time to trout fish is in July and August when everybody else is not fishing because there ain't enough water. Well, you know what? Learn to pocket water fish. That's where you catch your big ones that are holdovers.
My thing is it's too freaking hot, man. I like just being out there and not have to worry about sweating.
No, it might be hot, but you know what? That river's still cool. You get too hot, you jump in.
Yeah, it's true. We do have a lot of streams here in West Virginia that stay cool all the way up into summer and never get really, to a temp like warm wise. But looking at some of the trout streams that's been stocked so far, we have from the West Virginia DNR page here, the trout fish stocking report. Man, I remember when I was a kid calling it up on the telephone and listening to where they stocked. But now you can go online and look at it. It's crazy.
Yeah. You know what's funny is talking about calling up. I still call the Richwood Ranger Station continuously and talk to Karen and ask her, because she's right up there by that Four Seasons hotel. So she's got access to look out the back door, and she sees the water conditions, if it's high, if it's low, if it's running fast. And, I call her and say, hey, Karen, how you doing? I ain't talked to you that much this year. What's the stream conditions like? And she has no issues of looking out back and telling me.
And she's still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's still there. She's been there for at least 8 years now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think she really enjoys somebody calling and asking those kind of questions, because that's just, a lot of people just go. They don't.
Oh yeah.
They don't scout it out or try to figure out, well, is it even worth me going up there? They just go.
Yeah.
And I do that a lot too, but it's also enjoyable to be able to call and have somebody that's there and knows what to look for to tell you some information.
Yep. So the ones that they've looking at the stocking report here online, like we were saying before we got to talking about calling it up. I mean, that's a memory that we have, but now we got the good old internet, so you can go to the westvirginiadnr.gov and go on their trout fishing stock report there. And as of right now, as of today, January the 3rd, they have stocked the Greenbrier River. They have stocked the James P. Bailey Lake, the Williams River, and Larnham Park Lake. Never heard of that one. Have you heard of that one, Dan?
No, I haven't heard of that one. I'm trying to think of the James P. Bailey. Where's that one?
I don't know. The only one that I know of is the R.C. Bailey, or what is that one? Is there one?
R.D. Bailey.
R.D. Bailey. Yeah, that's the only one that I know of.
Yeah. Now I'm curious. I'm going to have to look that one up there, Michael.
Yeah, it's interesting. Check, go ahead and do the little Google search there for it there, buddy. One thing that you can't do is you can't go back to see what they stocked on the website from what I'm just seeing here. You can't actually go back and see what they stocked yesterday. I don't like that.
Really? You used to be able to do that. It would go back and tell you previous weeks, even weeks stocking reports.
Nope, can't do that now.
Well, I'm having trouble pulling that up for some odd reason.
I guess maybe you could search it. Well, you know what? Since it's beginning of the year, they probably got all that stuff out. They probably archived it from.
Oh, yeah, that may be.
I bet you it's what it is.
Yeah, that may be. You may not be seeing last year's.
Well,
since this is only the third day of the new year.
If you want to do it like we used to do as kids, call the hotline. 304-558.
That's right.
3399.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, Trevor, my son, he's gotten into trout fishing. I got him into it last year. And, you know, old Dad taking him out there. I wanted to get him out on the water. We went up to, I believe it was last year. I'm pretty sure it was last year. He got his waders last year, but we went up there to, I believe it was Camp Creek. I think it was Camp Creek. No, Paint Creek, sorry.
Yeah.
It was Paint Creek. And,
okay.
We got in the water, and, man, we didn't get up there till late because he didn't get his waders till later that evening. And we got up there probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half before it started getting dark. And we got out there, and I'm just out there trying to show him, you know, how to get out there and wade across and different areas to go into the water and things like that. I mean, you know, even when you got them felt bottoms and stuff like that, you still slip and slide on them rocks like crazy. So we get out there, and here's old Dad out there trying to show him, and I freaking slip right on this rock. And I go in, and I go in, you know, I try to go forward instead of backwards because that's where the water's flowing. I don't want it to flow down into my waders. I'm wearing these 5 mil, you know, chest waders. And if these things would have filled up, I would have floated down that thing like a freaking tank. But luckily, I just barely went in.
Oh, absolutely.
With my shoulder, and he's like, "You about fell there, Dad." And I'm like, "Yeah, don't take that as, you know." In all my years of trout fishing, I have only fell twice, and that's the second time.
Okay, so James P. Bailey Lake is up near Brushy Fork, which is in Mercer County. Okay, and then that Laranum Park Lake is near Burlington, West Virginia.
Oh, God, that's way north, isn't it?
Yeah, that's way up there. So that's probably why I've never been to either one of those.
Yeah, same here. We don't go too far north.
No, not when you got Cherry River, Cranberry. I mean, that's some of my best fishing right there. You got Williams River.
Out of all the years of you trout fishing, what is your favorite stream here in West Virginia that you don't have to drive 4 hours to fish?
Just for the fact that me and a really good friend of mine spent one whole summer, legitimately, we spent the whole summer. We'd come home on a Friday, pick his wife and child up. They'd come up, camp with us. They'd go home on Sunday, and we'd stay the rest of the week. There's not a rock that I haven't stepped on in the Cherry River.
Yeah.
I have fished it from front to back.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And I have caught so many trout, so many rock bass, and so many I call them fall fish. I don't know, other people call them different, but those stupid little fall fish, I've probably caught a billion of them.
So you calling fall fish creek chubs?
Yeah, some people call them like a creek chub. They're those ugly little bottom dwellers.
Yeah, the ones that look like fingerlings.
Do what?
The ones that look like little fingerlings.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man. Growing up right across the road from Mom and Dad's house, if we wasn't going fishing in a pond or a lake or something, I'd be fishing in a creek. and I'd catch them creek chubs all day long. I mean, you just find a little pulled up area. Man, you could throw just one piece of corn in, and they smash it, and they give you a nice little fight.
Oh, yeah, you'd think you caught something god-awful big.
Yeah, it's for sure. I wonder if anybody's ever eat them. I've never ate them.
No, I've never ate them. I don't know if I would.
Well, I mean, wouldn't it be like catfish?
I'm sure somebody out there has. Yeah, but they don't get that big, so I don't know.
Yeah, but if you were living out there and that's all you was catching, by God, you'd be eating them.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You'd have to catch 40 of them to make one.
It'd be like living off a can of sardines in the woods.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've ate some sardines on the trout stream.
Yes, so talking about trout
in
fishing.
hot sauce. You got to get them in hot sauce.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, God, my dad used to eat them all the time. I can't stand them. But talking about trout fishing, one of our biggest partners in trout fishing, I know, we're a game call company, but we've branched out into so many different partners and dealerships over the years, just kind of fill the gaps throughout the seasons, because there's only so many people that need turkey calls and deer calls, and you don't buy a deer call every year. We have repeat customers that buy turkey calls every year, but once you've bought our deer call, you've bought it.
Yeah, sure, mouth calls, but you...
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, and a slate call is the same kind of situation. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, but like I said, the slate call, that's the same style situation. Yeah, sure, we got multiple ones, but once, say you buy all 8 of them, say we have 8 of them, you buy them all within 8 years, you don't really need to buy another one because it's the same daggone thing. Oh, yeah. The only thing that changes, yeah, sure, you need a mouth call about at least every other year, probably, unless you store it properly and take good care of it.
Yep. So going back to that, we've branched off into a bunch of different dealerships with companies, and one of the ones that we are a dealership for in the trout fishing world is Cortland Line Company, and they're based out of New York. They're a great line company. They've been around since like the 1920s, made in America, founded on American principles and things like that. It's one of the things I love about the company. And they sell flies, they sell vests, they sell nets, cases, just about anything you can think of trout fishing wise, rods, reels, leaders, everything. They've got it. So if you're ever looking into those things and you want to buy from somebody local, hit us up. We're a dealer for them. So
yeah, that's talking about Cortland. I have yet to replace my fly line on my fly rod with Cortland, but I have used their leaders, and I'll tell you what, they are some top-notch leaders. I really enjoy tying them onto my existing fly line, which I can't wait to try the Cortland fly line, but that's coming up.
Yep. What's really cool is they've actually started their own podcast too. It's a Cortland Line podcast, and they have a guy that does that, and I'm going to try to work it out to where we can get him on the show and to talk about that before trout season actually really gets into gear full force. So that'll be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that'll be nice. It's always good talking with seasons ending and hunting season ending and talking about fishing and stuff. We'll definitely need to get some walleye guys in here and talk with them. And, walleye season's really starting to take hold right now with the cold weather. They're big time walleye fishing starting.
Yeah. We've got that one charger out of Ohio, Port Clinton and Ashtabula, special ice charters with Dale Graham. So we're going to try to get him on as well. We've got a lot of different people lined up for this year. Curtis Fleming here, the West Virginia famous Trout Fishing Chronicles and Fly Fishing Chronicles there on the Discovery Channel. We're hoping to have him on. He's supposed to be checking out our podcast and our content and stuff right now to be, to see if it's something that he would be interested in. And we hope it is. So we hope we can get him on to talk about his show there on the Discovery Channel, and some different things that they can't talk about and can't do on the Discovery Channel because they kind of restrict them from doing some things, and they got to abide by different contracts and things like that. So this is kind of an open, free market for us. I mean, you can get on here and talk about whatever you want, pretty much, as long as it's, not explicit. We don't list our podcast as explicit. We want everybody to be able to listen to them. So,
absolutely, yeah, we try to keep it family friendly. Yeah, we may have a slip up here and there, but that's life.
Yeah, it's part of life, but we don't want it to hinder anybody from listening. So, but there's people that come on here and any of our guests, we're not going to filter it. We're not going to edit it out, and we're not going to tell them what they can and can't say. So if it does happen from time to time, you may see one of our episodes listed as explicit, and that's because it's coming from a guest or something,
Right. Yep. I think this year's going to be a good year for us, Michael. I think we're going to have some great guests. We're going to have some good conversations. It's going to be real enjoyable. I can't wait to proceed with this.
Yep. I think it's going to be a good year too. This is going to be our first full season, actually. So last year we started season 1. That started in September 19th, right before bow season here in West Virginia. And it went really well for us. We flowed right with the seasons and the hunting, and from archery into gun season, and then we started, having guests on. I mean, I think everything flowed really well, and I'm hoping that we can do the same thing this second season, flowing in from trout fishing all the way up into spring turkey, and then we'll start getting into bow and archery and tournaments and things like that, and then we'll flow right into rifle season. So I'm hoping that things will go the same way and everything will just flow smoothly. I think it's going to be about it for us this evening. We just wanted to get on here and kind of shoot the bull and talk about our plans for, 2023 and this month here in January. One thing that we are changing, we're not doing 2 episodes a week. Not that we don't want to, but we just don't have the time. I mean, it's very hard pressed to get this show in and get it edited. If we have a show that's anything over 45 minutes to an hour, it takes almost 4.5 hours to edit it, to put in our ads for our sponsors and things like that. So there's a lot of work that goes into these shows, and, we really enjoyed season 1. I wouldn't take it back for nothing. We had a great time, but to kind of kick things back a little bit,
absolutely,
and to slow things down, just with our busy lifestyles and things, we're going to go to 1 episode a week. We'll be recording on Monday evenings, and we'll be airing on Wednesdays at 6 a.m. So be sure to check us out on Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. About every different outlet that you can think of where you can get podcasts, we're there. So be sure to check us out, give us a follow, subscribe if there's a subscribe button. Leave us a review if you can, and just give us some feedback if you'd like. Send us a message on Facebook, On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. We have a Facebook page. Send us some feedback on how we're doing. Give us some topics that you guys would like us to talk about and things that you would like to hear. If we're not talking about something that you want to hear, we want your feedback. So we appreciate everybody listening, and I think it's going to be a good one, Dan. Looking forward to it.
I agree. I can't wait.
Yep, definitely.
It's going to be a good year.
Looking forward to it. So thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody have a great evening, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Will Jewelry and Loan. When you need cash and you need it fast, check out Will Jewelry and Loan. Come on in with your jewelry, firearms, electronics, tools, lawn equipment, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, and even four-wheelers. They will beat any competitor's loan amount, and that's a fact. Will Jewelry and Loan guarantees faster and more cash for your loan than any other company in the area. They have your cash you need fast. Check them out today on their Facebook page or give them a call at 304-768-5101. Stop in and talk with them at 5523 McCorkle Avenue, Southwest, South Charleston, West Virginia. Will Jewelry and Loan, 304-768-5101.